All right, so this is Super Mario Odyssey. My birthday had actually just passed recently, and this is one of the games that I asked my wife. She asked me what I wanted, and I think I named like three games. And I gotta say, luckily, this is the one that she picked because this game turned out to be amazing. I liked it way more than I thought I was going to. I think this is my favorite 3D Mario game ever, and it's certainly a lot better than the other two games that I asked for. So I got lucky here. This is Super Mario Odyssey. This game came out in the end of 2017. Initially, I had thought, just looking back at it now, I kind of thought that this was a launch title, but it wasn't. The Switch came out in, I think, March of 2017, and this came out later, late October 2017. So it wasn't a launch title, but it was relatively early. We're still talking about a game that's like over 3 years old here. And to me, it didn't feel like it was that old. Like, I thought it was maybe 2 years old, but time's flying by. That's just how that goes. To me, this game is the perfect mix of like Super Mario 64 and maybe Super Mario Sunshine. It is very similar to those games. The main, gimmick in this one is the fact you can throw your hat at enemies and you become that enemy. You take that enemy's special skill. So, for example, you can throw your hat at one of the fireballs that jumps out of the lava, and you become the fireball, and now you can swim around in the lava that would normally kill you. A bit of the puzzle aspect with that is turning into certain enemies and knowing what their skills are going to be. And it overall makes for a fairly unique game that still feels like a Mario game. I feel like this one is different enough from the last. We've had Mario 3D World and 3D Land, and those honestly didn't really do anything new. I liked them. I liked them quite a lot, but I understand people's complaints with like, oh, all the Mario games are the same. And I've heard people say that about this one, and I'm like, really? Like this one's really different in terms of the skills that you can get, and there's a lot of them, so that's cool. The worlds are pretty big. There's actually fast travel, so you can travel to all the checkpoints you've been to on one of the world maps. But they did a really good job at making this game very easy to pick up and play, just for like quick sessions. It works well as a handheld game, but it also works well as a docked game. Like, this game is pretty long. It probably took me like 10 hours to beat it, and beating the game is like a small fraction of everything that you do. So in this game, you collect moons, similar to like how you collected stars in Mario 64. You need, I think, 125 to beat the game. So if you just go through world by world, get the minimum amount you need to get to the next world, you'll be at like 125 and you've beaten the game. I finished the game with like 185 moons, but there's like 880 in the game. So if you play like the whole game through and get all, I think it's 880 moons, there's 60 hours plus here easily. So it's a really long game, but again, they did a really good job at making it so you can pick it up and just play 10 minutes or 15 minutes at a time. It doesn't take very long to get most of the moons. Some of them are super obvious. They're right there. You're just walking around the main world map and you stumble across one. Others are a little trickier to get, and some of them are in little, like, smaller levels within the world. So you'll go through like a painting, or you'll go through a warp pipe, and you'll end up in like a smaller, more similar to like Mario 64, some of those little submissions to get stars or moons in this one. And so those can be a little trickier. Some of them are a little bit more platforming based. So there's still a lot of platforming in this one, even though in the big main worlds, there's less of it. So it's a good mix. And again, the worlds are pretty big, but most of the stars, or moons, I should say, sorry, most of the moons don't take very long to get. And so you can pick it up, play it for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes if you want to. So they did a really good job at making it a handheld game. I did a lot of this review with screenshots and very little with the video footage. And that's because I actually didn't realize that you could capture video footage in the Switch until after I beat this game. So I haven't had my Switch for very long, and I got my Switch. I quickly realized that you could press the capture. I think it's called the capture or the share button, the bottom left below the D-pad. I quickly realized just playing around with the Switch that, you can press this button and it saves screenshots. But it wasn't actually until after I beat this game that I realized if you hold that button down, it will record like a 30-second video, or I should say save a 30-second video, because it's always recording it. And when you hold down that button for like a second, it saves the last 30 seconds that you've been playing. So kind of like the PS4, how it's always recording, but with that it's like 15 minutes. Here you only get 30 seconds. But with 30 seconds, I can give you some clips to give you an idea of what the levels look like. But I didn't get enough because, again, I didn't realize you could even do this. I had no idea that this Switch could record video, internally until after I beat the game. Anyways, that's Mario Odyssey. One of my favorite Mario games. I think one of my favorite 3D Mario games, for sure. And look, I beat this game relatively easily. I think the game, if anything, is a little too easy. And to be honest, I've never beaten Mario 64. It seems to me like it's a lot easier than Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine. But I'm curious what you guys think. If you've played this game, did you find that it was a lot easier than those other 3D Mario games? Did you think it was like the right amount of difficulty, or did you think that it was too easy? I almost felt like it was too easy, and that's coming from like a very casual gamer. Again, I've never even beat Mario 64. A lot of times when I died, it was because I wanted to kill myself. Because that sounded bad. I wanted to get full hit points back. Like, you usually have 3 hit points by default. Sometimes you can get 6. And so if I have like 1 hit point and I'm gotta make it through like a section of level, sometimes I'll just jump off a cliff because your checkpoint's right there, and you might as well start that like section over with 3 hit points. So there's a lot of times I actually just killed myself. Definitely more times than actually dying, like legitimately. I did that a lot. So yeah, anyways, did you guys think the game was too easy, or did you think it was just right? Let me know. Anyways, that's it. See you guys later.